in your heels.
Now, I didn't wear heels in performance no more.
Goodness. Ugh.
Thick soles, because it's hips. I thought maybe he had cancer and he didn't want anybody to know. What I did?
Cancer?
Yeah.
Such a random.
Well,
All right. All right. You ready?
yeah, I'll just follow your lead.
This is RadioFire.com. I go by the name of Don McKay. I'm joined by the lovely
Mrs. Sweet Tea.
What's wrong?
Because you usually introduce me.
Oh, you want me to introduce you?
Yeah. Do it again.
And now, let me introduce the lovely Mrs. Sweet Tea. Thank you.
Hello, everyone.
Okay. Where you been at?
I just got back from my anniversary.
Okay, yeah, I saw that. So we're in a new spot.
Yes, it's beautiful here. I love it. We came from the bottom, now we're here. We started out in a little room. Like a bathroom.
Yeah.
We couldn't even have no guests.
I don't think we had guests really in there.
We had
One or
Maine one time, and we
Oh,
was all
yeah.
squished up,
Yeah,
and I had to sit like behind the table underneath
Yeah.
your arm.
yeah. That was a while ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
now we have plenty rooms.
Yeah. It's all right.
It's
all right.
really nice.
So and then we're on the east side, but we're right on the outskirts, like in between east and west.
Yeah.
'Cause I wanted something that was
Mutual.
convenient for
Mhm.
everybody. Because people that was coming from east side, when we were in Woodlawn, it was like deep. That's
Ooh.
like deep west for
Yeah.
people that's east. But
Plenty
so-
of parking.
yeah, plenty of parking, and so we're gonna do like a radio day here, and have like a not a housewarming because it's not a house, but something like that. You know what I mean?
We can have our anniversary here.
Yeah, it's just
it's
true.
big enough.
And when we get into Baltimore Music Awards, when that happens, we're gonna have like a live stream concert here. It's gonna be over there
With our artists.
but you know. Oh, speaking of Baltimore Music Awards, the nominations have opened, so people can start nominating
Oh wow.
who they want, and we got different categories. But we'll do a special show about that. But I did want to say that nominations are open until August 31st,
Okay.
11:59 p.m. You got to say that. So. So they just log on to BaltimoreMusicAwards.com. It's new categories and
Nominate
and
your
things
people.
nominate whoever you want. And you have until August 31st for your nominations to be considered. Okay. All right. So obviously a lot of things that I want to talk about. Prince. I definitely want to talk about Prince.
Mhm.
When you first found out about it, what were your thoughts when you first found out that Prince passed away?
Untrue.
You said it was untrue.
Yeah.
Meaning that you did not believe that he passed away.
Yes.
Why not?
Because Prince is just nice and healthy. He is a mysterious man. It's just like strange when Prince died. Like Prince died. Like where did Prince die from?
In this social media era, it's really like okay. It really news travels fast.
Right.
News travels fast. And so when I saw it, initially the report was they're investigating a dead body at his house.
Right.
And they didn't want to say who the dead body was.
Correct.
And then I knew at that point who it was. I just knew. Because here's the thing. They're waiting to notify people. And if it's a dead body, it would have been breaking news. Dead body found at Prince's house, unless it was Prince.
It was the maid.
Yeah. So he's like, yeah, the maid,
Right.
dead maid.
Right.
So they actually found him in the elevator.
Right.
That's crazy.
So did he live there by himself?
Well, see, this wasn't no little house. It's a
compound.
Yeah, this is
It's
a
huge.
big place. You mean did he have a girlfriend or something?
Oh yeah, just anybody was anybody there with him? Like
Yeah, I mean, evidently that somebody found him. So, he actually had to if he was found, I don't think he lived alone. I mean, probably had workers. You know what I mean?
they say, once Prince leave you, if you was in a relationship with Prince, once he leave you, he never talk to you again. It's over forever.
Yeah, I saw his ex-wife was at the she was kind of crazy.
Maite.
Yeah, I think that's why he let her
She
go.
was in the that on that reality TV show.
And she still had like all his dishes and stuff in the
Yeah.
house. Nobody want to date her. Like, it's crazy.
She was like, he never talked to her ever again.
I mean, it probably was her though. Yeah, she was crazy. She was kind of obsessive. Now, I'm just saying. So the news started to come out that Prince allegedly overdosed or was treated for an overdose, and the story started to unravel when the news came about the alleged flu symptoms. I was kind of looking like that was me. You know why? Who stops a plane because of the flu? You've had the flu before, right?
He was sick.
You had the flu before, right?
Yeah, but when you
Slow down. Slow down. That's moving too fast. Now, if you get on a plane, you already had the flu, right? So while you're on the plane, yes, you still have the flu. But I mean, what could have happened to make him stop the plane? I mean, flu. What are your flu symptoms? Chills, fever,
dehydration,
headache, just body soreness.
His temperature might have got real low, and he was.
You mean high?
No, he probably got real cold because with the flu you get hot and you get cold.
They wouldn't have landed the plane for that. A special emergency landing.
What you think?
I smelled bullshit then. I didn't know what it was, but I said, "This is strange, right? This is strange." And so he landed the plane. You keep him for a little while, then he leaves. Really? I was like, I didn't know what it was, but I said that sounds strange. That sounds like a PR move, right? So just whatever. And so it seemed like he had gotten better. He went to a couple of other appearances at his house, and then boom, comes up dead. Now, did you see the footage of him at the Walgreens?
No, I only seen him riding his bike.
Okay, right. So he rode his bike also. But the other thing is that when it started to come out that he was treated for this overdose, put it out there. Some people hit me up. They were mad. Now, I'm a very big Prince fan. Okay. I'm just calling what I see. Right. I don't want him to be overdosed. But if that's what it is, I'm not one of those people that's going to make excuses. If that's what it is, that's what it is. And that's what it is. Now, does that make us love him less? No, not at all. But if that's what it is, that's what it is.
So what you trying to say? Prince was getting high?
Slow down. You're moving too fast. So, yeah. If you want to just box me in the corner, yes. But so some people are like, how are you gonna say this? These are unconfirmed rumors.
But it's true.
It's not rumors. Wasn't rumors. And then a little bit more time passed, and then you understand, and you start going into everybody that is aware of his hip replacement. That's a painful thing.
Yeah. So
the fact that he lived his life cleanly. You see this? For the audio people, I'm doing the air quotes. So some people like, he couldn't have had an OD. He was a Jehovah's Witness. Really? What does that mean? Okay. That's like saying that reverend can't touch boys because he's a reverend.
Because he's Catholic.
Because he's Catholic. Wow. What are Catholic people? What are they called?
Perverts.
No, never mind. That's not true. I don't agree with that. But what I'm saying is that the religious preference does not supersede potential dependence on narcotics.
I don't think that people are like, oh my God. It's just surprising because he's just so mysterious. He lives a private life. And when you say this man overdosed, it's just like, what? Like, no, like, what?
So, but the hip replacement is painful. And so let's say Percocets, which are highly addictive. That is what the word is that he was abusing. He was in Walgreens the day before his death. They went there 4 times. And so they have the
Who's seen him go there 4 times?
they have surveillance camera
And they
footage.
actually seen Prince.
Yes, he's pacing outside of the vehicle, black Suburban, and he sent his minions in to get his medicine. And
he was in pain.
No, I get it. I understand.
Excruciating pain.
It is very painful. So I'm just saying that he allegedly had the Percocet habit from 2010 when he had the hip replacement. And after years of doing very athletic things in heels, okay, even if he didn't have heels, just doing some of the things that he did,
and plus he was getting older,
would be strenuous. Basketball players have these issues, and they're not even wearing heels. But he does a lot of the things I would say basketball players does. A lot of the certain positions, jumping up, coming down, jumping up, jumping off the stage, splits. Well, basketball players not doing that, but all of that. So I get it and I understand. And like you said, he's getting older. 57, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I can understand that. And to me, does this feel different to you than Michael Jackson?
Yeah.
How so?
I don't know how to explain it. It just does.
Well, I mean, both of them.
It just because Prince was
died
just,
the same way.
As I can say, Prince was just so private. Like
Michael Jackson was private too.
No, he wasn't.
You don't think so?
Hell no. When you grab your baby out somebody's coochie and run out, you're not private. He was always in the media all the time, hanging blanket over the balcony and shit like that. No, he wasn't private.
I think he was private. I mean, yeah.
He was not private. You never heard about Prince doing anything.
Like what?
Anything.
I mean, he was reclusive. There's a difference between being private. Jay-Z is private, but he's not a recluse. But he's private, like kind of like stay on my business. I don't know.
You didn't even see Prince.
He did very few.
He was like
interviews.
a hermit,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Very talented. Would you agree?
Very.
So are you a Prince fan?
Yes, I'm a Prince fan.
Favorite Prince song?
My favorite
on
Prince
the spot.
song. Mickey.
Okay. What album was that on?
Purple Rain.
Okay. Look at you. All right.
I mean, I was young when Prince came, when Purple Rain came out.
Sure.
But, I thought I was Apollonia. I wanted to be Apollonia when I grew up with them red panties on. Red thongs. I was like, what she got on? I was little too. I was like, when you open them legs.
Did you ever see Prince perform live?
Nope. Never had a chance.
Sure, you had chances. You just didn't do it.
Yeah, I just didn't do it.
Yeah. My former son's mother took me on my birthday one year to see. What am I supposed to call her? My former son's mother. Okay, my former son's mother.
Yeah.
Okay, you want me to say my son's mother?
No.
Okay.
Because he's not your son.
Correct. So I gotta say, but my ex-girlfriend.
My alleged.
One of my ex-girlfriends took me to see Prince for my birthday one year.
Okay.
At the arena. And amazing. It was really good. I told her it was like one of the best gifts that I've ever gotten. And I wouldn't have done it on my own, which is so crazy. I don't know why, but I think she knew that, and so she got that for me. That was nice. We had a very nice celebration at home afterwards, where I was thanking her for the gift. But yeah, so it was really good. And so we're gonna talk to. Can we call him a super fan?
Yeah, he's a super fan. Like if you have Prince tattooed on your arm.
No, he does. You're lying.
Okay.
We're gonna see it. We gotta see that. All right. So I'm gonna ask him some questions because I have to.
People be like, I'm a Prince fan.
I hear that.
I'm a ride or die Prince fan. I'm like, nah.
He might not be though.
Not like
he really is
my good friend.
We'll see. We'll see.
Yes.
I'm asking some questions.
Go ahead, and he's gonna know.
He's gonna know all the answers.
Yes, he is.
Okay. All right. So Prince has performed with so many people, written songs for so many people, right?
I didn't know he wrote Just a Manic Monday.
Yeah, that's not his saying, but yeah, it's kind of like that. But yeah, he wrote that for the Bengals. You surprised? He wrote other songs too.
I didn't know that.
You like that song? That was back in the day
that was
when you had like you could listen to pop songs and it was still,
you was cool.
Yeah, it was all right. Can't
Ain't
do that
nobody
now.
judge you.
They'll judge you now.
Right.
And so, did you know that Prince was married before?
Mm-hmm.
Does he have any children?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
He did.
Okay.
He has a deceased son.
Okay, look at you. Look at you. All right. Has Prince and Michael Jackson ever performed together before?
I've never seen it.
Yeah, you don't see no. It's out there though. So they had a private ceremony yesterday,
Right.
and he was cremated.
I heard.
But how do you feel about that?
Great. And and the family said that they didn't do any medical autopsies or.
Well, they did an autopsy.
Well, they said they didn't.
They don't have they just released the body to the family on Friday because they were doing an autopsy. But they don't have the results back yet.
They said they don't want it.
That doesn't matter. It's still coming. You can't. It's still coming out.
Gotta open it.
They said it's gonna take like 3 to 4 weeks before we know what happened. Obviously, and I think that they wanted to rush to do the quick cremation, and they don't want to tell people where the ashes are because they're trying to keep things private.
Because he was a private person, and they're going by his wishes, probably.
Yeah, but
I told my
to
husband
find him
cremated.
slumped over in an elevator to me is a bit. You have to investigate that. I don't know. It's just kind of weird.
Maybe somebody tried to kill him.
Maybe. So
Or not tried, did.
hopefully that's not what happened.
No.
I'm just surprised that he's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so his music was very instrumental in my teenage years. I listened to his music a lot. I don't know if I have a favorite song though. I gotta think about that. So yeah, a lot of songs that people know, a lot of songs that people don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Played like probably every instrument.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people out now imitate him. I think like The Dream imitates him, like in the falsetto type.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people have imitated him. Now, when it comes to like superstars, like Michael Jackson, you had Prince.
Whitney.
Do you put Whitney Houston in that category?
Mm-hmm.
Is Beyonce in that category for now? You say no?
Not yet. Mm-hmm.
Not yet? No? Okay, so do we are any of those people on that level, are any of those people left, like alive?
Mm-mm.
No?
Mm-mm.
So it's just Whitney, Michael, and Prince. That's it.
Right now. Yeah.
I think you can put Beyonce like in that category. I think she's in that category. Yeah, I do. Also, I've been seeing this online, and I'm not surprised at this, but I've been seeing this online. Of course, Illuminati killed Prince. It's blood sacrifice.
When you say Beyonce, maybe because I'm not saying that she's at that level yet, up where Michael Jackson and Prince and Whitney.
Well, I mean,
because she's still
superstar.
young. You know, she's still young. Like, she's still young.
Okay.
She has a lot more to put out to be a Prince and a Michael Jackson. You
I disagree.
I disagree. Here we go.
All right, so let's look at Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson was in the Jackson 5,
Mm-hmm.
right? But the superstar status tag, that franchise tag, he didn't get that until he started doing his own solo stuff.
Right.
So you had Off the Wall,
Mm-hmm.
right? You had Thriller.
Mm-hmm.
It was Off the Wall, 1. Thriller, 2. 2 albums. By the second album, he was on that level. Okay. Beyonce's had many more than 2. She was with Destiny's Child first. She's a mega superstar. Yeah, she's had enough albums.
I'm part of the Beehive, but when you say Michael Jackson, Prince, and Whitney Houston, I just don't think that she's there yet.
You don't think she's there?
No.
All right. Well, I mean,
give her a couple more years underneath her belt.
A couple more years.
Yeah.
I think she's in. If I said something like
Because
if I said Keisha Cole's there, yeah,
no.
I get that. I get you saying no. But who's higher than Beyonce? Who can sell out a stadium by themselves?
Diamond. I understand, but
who can sell out a stadium?
I can't picture up there with them yet. Like her picture with them. I can't see her there yet.
I hear you. And
do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. When Michael Jackson was first getting to that status, I'm sure there's people like he ain't up there with Elvis. Yeah, at that time, because we're talking like 20, 30 years ago, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, I hear you. I feel you.
Okay.
I don't agree, but I feel you. So the Illuminati. Some people saying Illuminati killed Prince,
okay.
and
what, for what?
Of course, his music catalog, and he just recently, got control of the catalog. Of course, he has his name back and all that good stuff, and so
I thought that's how the Illuminati work. I thought you had to sell your soul to be in the Illuminati.
Right.
The Illuminati just come and kill people now.
Sure.
Oh,
this is based on the conspiracy people, so it's variations of it. So they're saying that Michael Jackson was trying to leave and do some things, and the Illuminati killed him.
Okay.
And Prince, they've been talking about chemtrails. Prince was talking about chemtrails in the air, and
I heard some crazy stuff too the other day.
About Prince?
No, about the Illuminati.
Okay.
Oprah, that's on Earth right now. That's not the real Oprah. Mm-hmm. The Illuminati got her the real Oprah.
Like a like an alien? Oprah?
Right.
Oh, I didn't hear that one.
And
okay.
all the stuff like how she was molested, that's all was false. It's not real.
And they know.
Who
said this?
And the Illuminati. And who is the Illuminati? Who are these people?
Well, so Illuminati is supposed to be a group of people that are controlling things.
And they killed Prince for his catalog. And what they going to do with Prince catalog? They going to keep it to themselves?
Probably. So I'm assuming that the record companies, each corporation is owned by another corporation, which is owned by another corporation. And so so I get you. I get it. Yeah, it's like that sometimes. But I don't think the Illuminati killed Prince. I think that Prince's addiction killed Prince.
I think he was in pain.
Right.
And he must have been in excruciating pain.
Right. So it's very sad. So I want to talk a little bit more about Prince. If it's always good to speak to somebody who has the same level of understanding that I have of this. So definitely, please come over so we could chop it up. Because you say he's a Prince fan. I don't know if he's a Prince fan. I mean, he did say he was watching Purple Rain a couple of times, which does not make a Prince fan. It just makes somebody a fan of Purple Rain, which is one of my favorite movies, by the way. I just want to say that. So come over. All right. So introduce yourself, please.
I'm Braun Hollingsworth.
Okay. So I guess tell people what you told me when you came in here about how much you've been sleeping.
I haven't slept in 4 days. I've been watching Purple Rain on rerun for the last couple nights. When I try to fall asleep, I'm looking at it again. I'm waking up on my favorite scenes of the movie.
What's your favorite scene in the movie?
Well, I'll start with the funniest scene for me.
Okay.
When Prince comes in the house and the mother and father are arguing, and
that is a funny
scene.
The
father says, "But don't I keep the heat on? He doesn't let me go anywhere." So that's
your favorite scene.
It's not my favorite.
It's the funniest scene.
It is a funny scene.
It's a couple funny.
And Prince is looking like, "Can y'all get from out my room? I'm going to have company." Clarence Williams III, who plays Prince's father in that, I don't like him in anything except for that. I did like him in Hoodlum, but other than that, he usually is. I don't like him in other things. But he was really good in that.
What's your favorite scene?
My favorite scene?
Yeah.
My favorite scene is when he has Apollonia in the basement and he's actually stroking her crotch, but you don't see that on TV. And when he takes her to the barn.
Yeah, those are your favorite scenes?
My favorite scene.
Yeah, so my favorite scene is one of my favorite characters in Purple Rain is the club owner.
Oh, Billy.
Fucking hilarious. And
The kid.
right.
He always talking about the kid.
Like, what's with this one song shit? He's just it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Morris Day and Jerome, fucking hilarious.
You want to know what's funny about them too?
Everything.
This is the shortest Prince.
Well,
Morris Day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Short.
That is funny. That is funny. The lady that played his mother, she, the way that they scripted it made her kind of look like Apollonia, like an older version of Apollonia. Did you know? As I say, if you watch the movie, like when you get past like 100 times watching the movie, you start to pick up on little things,
little symbols and stuff.
The band was funny.
Mm-hmm.
Prince, like his band, that was a funny looking.
I like it when he had that little puppet.
That was funny.
Life's a bitch.
Yeah. Yeah, that was funny. There are also some things in that movie that they wouldn't put in the movie now. So when Prince takes Apollonia from Morris Day and they're in the alley and he's driving off and he's like, I just got my coat out the cleaners. And he's like, your long hair, faggot. They wouldn't say that now.
The LGBT community.
Oh yeah, they would have been all over that. And then when I saw him, I'm looking at Morris Day. I'm like, "What? Your hair is just as long as
you, and you got curlers in your hair."
Right. He was like $400 cashmere.
So, Ron, out of all of the movies Prince have done, is Purple Rain your favorite?
Well,
that's the only good one.
Purple Rain from Prince is the dominant movie, but I also liked Under the Cherry Moon just because of the aesthetics and the storyline.
Because of what? No.
Sex in black and white.
Okay.
And because of the storyline, it was a true love story, which it has so much semblance to actually what's just happened to Prince, the passing, because he passed in the movie.
Yeah, he did.
He was killed in the movie.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. That's true. I did like the soundtrack. I didn't like the movie, but I did like the movie better than I liked Graffiti Bridge.
Yes, trash.
I hated Graffiti Bridge. But the Graffiti Bridge soundtrack kind of sucked, but Under the Cherry Moon was a parade album.
Soundtrack sucked. 100%.
Y'all
ain't like Little Tevin Campbell.
No.
Tevin Campbell.
Little Tevin Campbell.
No.
Break it down, huh?
No.
Break it.
I mean, I like that song.
Round and Round.
I didn't like that song. But I did like. See, that was Prince was trying to look out for people during that time period.
Help niggas out.
And he was reaching down and trying to put people on. What's the Staples? Like, yeah, now she could sing. You know what I mean? And she looked like she could bake a pie and fry some chicken. No disrespect, but yeah, just Tevin Campbell. I just did not. When you look and see what he's become now, Tevin Campbell, it's a damn shame. But you have a favorite Prince song?
Well, if I start at the beginning, in the album For You, or my favorite song is Baby. Because Prince had a little doo-wop thing going on in that first album, and it really sounded like songs that came from the 70s. I really liked it because of that. But as soon as 79 came around, things definitely changed. 78, things were changing.
It's not my favorite album, by the way. But and if I remember correct, is that the album where he's butt naked on the animal or something?
That's the album where he has a face and it's blurred.
Oh, right.
The second album was the one you talked
about. Yeah. So what are your thoughts on the second
album? The second album was Prince trying to gain control of his music. Like, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to become a genius, and I'm going to let you know I'm a genius. I'm going to do it the way I want to do it.
Yeah, because they wanted him to have a different type of sound, the sound that was popular, quote unquote. Yeah, and he was resistant to that. Now he didn't really have his breakout success until the next album, which is probably the first time you heard of him, right? T.
Probably so.
What are your thoughts on that third album?
Well, we're actually talking about times are changing on this time, from politics to
definitely
the what you call it, the LBG, whatever you call it,
Mm-hmm.
things coming about, and things are really moving at that time. And in fact, I think Prince was actually living in New York when he made the album, because I have a demo tape from back then where there's a bunch of songs. He's talking about New York and living in New York. But this is around the same time Michael Jackson was in New York too, 79.
Yeah. Did you 1999 album? I thought that was weird because it was so far away from 1999 when he dropped that, and I didn't understand the significance of the year 1999 at that time. Did you? What were your thoughts on the 1999 album?
1999 album was going in a couple different directions for me. I mean, from Lady Cab Driver to 1999 itself. I think technology played an important part because Prince was using a combination of live instruments and beat machines in that particular album.
Right.
At the same time, making music for his other minions, as you call it. Like the time he was preparing them, Prince was writing these songs for these groups, and you could see where he was moving musically. It definitely wasn't anything that a radio company wanted. It was what he wanted to do. Something in the Water Does Not Compute, things of that nature. Those are great songs, but
Definitely.
It was moving in different directions at that time.
Now, when Purple Rain hit, so we're talking still early 80s, and cocaine was I guess crack was hit the scene, just to mark time. So Purple Rain comes out, Purple Rain soundtrack comes out. I think that was the first Prince album that every song was. He had some skippable songs on previous albums, but I think that the Purple Rain album was as close to a perfect album as you can come up with. I think that's equivalent to Thriller. What are your thoughts, T?
I like all the songs.
Yeah,
that was on Purple Rain.
So it was commercial to a degree, but he did it his way. What Purple Rain? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, the album started coming into fruition in 1982 because the songs started out as being demo songs. By 1983, he was talking to people about, as far as like, what do you think about a movie with this thing here? And people were pitching ideas. So in 83, the album was starting to come about. But Purple Rain, hands down, for my generation, which was like the best album ever. When you got white folks going crazy over an album, then that album was crazy. But what people fail to realize, it was bound to happen because Prince was like a group other than Sly Stone that used a mixed band. He had the two girls, he had a
Lisa
white
and Wendy.
drummer,
Mm-hmm.
he had a girl playing the guitar, and of course you're gonna have a black dude on bass, but that group was mixed like Sly Stone's group, and people love Sly Stone.
And I think that they were definitely influenced by them as well.
Yeah, so that album, once we start to put a visual to it, a big time movie with basically a big video, and putting that music together, then it became something different for us, because we're a visual group of people pretty much.
Yeah, definitely.
So, I mean, think about it. Even when they showed it in Baltimore, the movie was playing with Tougher Than Leather. It was a double feature. Tougher Than Leather at the
Crush Groove.
I'm sorry.
Crush Groove.
I'm sorry, I get it. Crush Groove and Purple Rain.
Yeah.
$3.50.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. I didn't have $3.50. That was crazy.
Did you sneak in?
I didn't have $3.50. Yeah, I'll say that. But it was definitely so tell me this. Did you have the ruffle white shirt, the George Washington special. Did you have one of those?
Dude, I have to tell you, I had to sneak it because my granddad ain't played nothing like that.
Yeah.
I had the gloves, but you
What
only,
glove?
the lace glove. But you only wore that around the girls. You didn't.
Yeah,
You didn't go
yeah.
on the court with your lace glove on. You know.
I didn't have a lace glove.
But you know, what, tell you the truth, I wear the ruffled shirt now.
Okay.
I don't care what people.
Yeah, I'm
think.
sure you can get it on Amazon if you're looking
I
for
have
it.
them. I don't go. I have them. I wear it now. I don't care. But
Okay.
Back then, it was almost it was in the closet.
Literally in the closet.
literally,
Did you have the pants? Did you have the pants with the buttons
No, I
down
didn't
the
go
side?
that far.
Yeah.
But I did.
a lot of
take
strippers
marker.
wear those, yeah.
I took a marker and drew like little
Sure.
circles, like it was buttons on the side of my jeans.
I asked my mother in about probably 84-ish if I could get one of the white shirts, and emphatic hell no. I've never even heard my mother cuss. Other than that, hell no. No white no.
No
Just
ruffles.
No.
No
And
blouse.
I'm glad
No
that
blouse.
I'm glad that she did not let me do that, because I don't know where would I have wore it to? I don't know. Just
Odell's.
around just around the house. I mean, I
know
couldn't
if you belong.
I couldn't wear that to school. And can you picture that? They would probably send you home. Just because you're distracting other kids,
Right.
you're preventing other kids from learning.
With your ruffles.
Right. Yeah. But excellent album. And so of course you had Vanity, who passed away recently.
Right. Did she pass away at 57 too?
57.
How weird is that? And Illuminati talk is going to come back again. No, they just were the same age. Okay. And Apollonia, Vanity and Apollonia.
Some
With
people
all due
can't tell
respect.
can't tell the
With that
difference.
brown skin and light skin, I don't see how. One has, enormous breasts, and one has, but did these ladies have talent?
Yes, pretty.
Yeah, there you go,
Pretty?
Ron. Yeah,
Okay,
they
pretty's
were pretty.
talent, pretty's
Yeah,
talent.
they were pretty, but
No. Okay. No.
I seen one of Vanity's interviews, and I was just like,
Vanity was in a couple movies. Was she in Action Jackson?
Action Jackson.
who was in The Last Dragon?
It wasn't her.
Yeah.
It was Vanity.
Yeah.
Vanity.
Yeah.
And then in Apollonia was on like Flamingo Road or something.
Oh, okay.
Nighttime soaps.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Now the Time, we talked briefly about the Time earlier. I think the Time was a successful group. I saw the Time perform here in Baltimore a couple times, and
Didn't they start having beef with Prince though?
everybody's gonna be upset.
The beef stems from several things.
What are they?
One of
doing?
the things the beef came from is the lead singer of the Time was supposed to be Alexander O'Neal,
Yeah.
but him and Prince did not like each other.
Okay.
And plus Alexander was pretty old. But then came Morris, because Prince and Morris were friends for years. In fact, Prince had a band. It was Morris Day as the drummer, Andre Simone as the bass, and Prince. They started out as called itself Grand Central, but they changed the name because Larry Graham already had Grand Central Station, so they changed it to Champagne. So Prince had a falling out with Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. They were just beefing. So they always, and then Prince, people don't realize about Prince is that if you listen to any of the songs, Prince wrote the songs and just had them come over and dub their voices over the top.
Right.
And every song you'll hear Prince voice on all those songs.
Yeah, I mean, and even in the background, you would hear Prince in the background, and I mean, I like the Time, but when you take Prince influence from out of it, then it falls apart.
Mm-hmm.
You take Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis out of it, it falls apart. So now when they perform, obviously, no Jimmy Jam. Yeah, but the Bird.
Yeah.
Oak Tree.
No.
777-9311.
Gigolos Get Lonely Too.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. No. Okay. So you're not down with the Minneapolis sound.
Mm-mm.
Okay. It's all right. Lisa and Wendy. I think he was messing with one of those at one time. I just
Are they still alive?
sure.
They just came out. Though.
Came out like they together?
Yes.
We're like surprise.
Right.
No. I liked them. My favorite band that he had was the Revolution. Yeah, I thought that was the best one. But everybody gets egos at some point in time. So you had Around the World in a Day album, which I think they were on one more album after that. But what were your thoughts on that? That was a very different sound from Purple Rain, the next album.
It had similar qualities as Parade because it used a classical band, a classical music in it. You had strings, Prince influence. The guy who wrote the arrangement, I can't think of his name right now, but he just passed away recently. But I love the album. I love Around the World in a Day. Mountains, of course, was a great song.
Mountains on the Parade album.
From the Parade album. Raspberry Beret.
So that was the hit. That was the hit off of that. Raspberry Beret was the hit off of that album. Pop Life, I think, was a hit off of that. And then when you go into the Parade album, of course, the big hit off that being Kiss. It was switching up. And the Revolution was gone after that album, if I remember correctly. Now, sure, T is probably unaware. Did you see his live concert? The album. No, the one. No, you didn't see that. Okay, so you're not a real fan.
I like Prince.
I'm talking about the Sign of the Times.
No, I was little.
They had a movie for it too.
You weren't that little.
Yes, I was.
This is about 87.
I was 7.
Oh, your son named 7. Okay.
Yes, I was 7 years old.
Yeah, so I saw the movie for that. Sign of the Times was ahead of his time because he was touching on some social issues as he tended to do. That was a double album, if I remember correctly.
Double album.
What were your thoughts on that album?
Oh wow, some of the best songs came off that album.
I think that might be my favorite album.
If
now
I
I'm
Was
thinking
Your
about it.
Girlfriend,
Yeah.
Adore.
Yeah.
Come on, man. That's hands down one of the greatest. But a lot of rock influence, like songs like The Cross.
Right, definitely.
You hear that rock sound. You had Sheila E. on that album as well. You had some Mignon.
You Got the Look.
You Got the Look he wrote for Sheena Easton.
That was a hot song.
A lot of good
I remember
songs
that
on
song.
album.
Yeah.
Hot Thing.
Yeah. I mean, that was I would probably say that's probably my favorite album, and I think that's probably his best album. You had a couple throwaway songs on there, as you will, especially with a double album. Now, as he went into before we got into the 90s, and he had the Batman soundtrack, which people kind of forget about that. I like the Batman soundtrack.
What's your favorite song on that album?
I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna say, and this is Lisa calling.
Hey, Lisa.
I didn't even click her on. I would probably say "Scandalous" is probably my favorite.
It's the only hit song.
Yeah, "Scandalous" and Batman, right? Yeah, but I liked it.
But Scandalous gave you a classic sound.
Scandalous
had the saxophone playing in it, and he did like 3 versions of it.
Mm-hmm.
With what was the girl in the Batman movie? What was her name?
Kim Basinger.
He was hitting that
version.
He was hitting that.
Yeah.
He was hitting that. Lisa.
Hey, Lisa.
We're gonna put Lisa on the show. Lisa. Hi.
Hi.
What are you doing? Yeah, so we're. That's T.
Hi, Lisa.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Are you talking about over accessorized? Okay. Yeah. Okay, well that's what's up. All right, so we'll hit you back. Okay. No. We're still on air, actually.
We're on air, Lisa.
Yeah, we'll edit this out. No problem. All right, so yeah, so these things happen.
I mean, you called twice.
Yeah, so I thought it was like it was
an
emergency. I don't know. It was an emergency. So we went into the 90s. Things switched. Music switched. Hip hop switched. R&B switched, and Prince switched. Switched up. You want to talk about that? Diamonds and Pearls.
Well, before we do that, I actually heard an interview with Cavallo, one of his lawyers at the time, and Prince said to him, he said, "Man, I don't know about this hip hop stuff.
I remember hearing that.
You think I need to learn how to rap?" But you heard rap influence.
Definitely. I mean, because from James Brown.
You heard the girl Cat.
Yeah, that's true.
Alphabet Street.
Yeah.
You hear that. You hear a more hip hop sound, and during the 90s, you hear it. Though Prince wasn't a rapper, But yeah, the 90s, wow. Gangster rap.
Yeah.
Prince came out with the Black Album.
Yeah, but it was heavily. They didn't do an official release for it for a couple of years, but I remember hearing about it. Couldn't get it.
I got it
at the time. I'm talking about at the time.
Yeah, I did in DC.
Yeah, got it at the time.
Yeah, it was at Kemp Mills, but they took it off the show.
Yeah, because it wasn't supposed to be out. It was some type of issue, and it didn't come out for many years officially.
What was the issue?
It's the message in the music. This Bob George, two niggas in the funky something, and Cindy C.
They couldn't the album
song, though.
Yeah, I didn't. Which he put on another release later.
Love Sexy.
Oh my goodness, we can't forget Love Sexy. Before we get to the 90s. Yeah, after I was a little disappointed with the Black Album because after all of the controversy, we couldn't get the album, and then you hear it. I'm like, I see why they were trying to hold back. This was going to sell. Yeah, there was no hits on it, and this album went to Unloved, and he took that off and put it on Love Sexy, which the cover kind of threw me off a little bit.
Just black.
Well, that's the Black Album. I'm talking about the cover of Love Sexy.
Oh. What was wrong with that?
He was naked on the cover. It was a bit much.
The second album, he was naked too on the horse.
I know, but it was kind of black and white. It wasn't blurry. It was took with a Polaroid. This one
he was just butt ass naked.
Was in color, and you can't go through the hood with this cover. You just kind of gotta. What you got there? No, nothing. Let me see. Oh, what the? It's just kind of like
Was he front? Was it backwards?
It's kind of like to the side. He's kind of got his leg up a little bit,
some
so
flowers and stuff around.
It's weird, and it's weird, but it was artistic. It was artistic, and it was a decent album. It was a decent album. It's often forgotten about though, but it's a decent album. Now, like Diamonds and Pearls, I do want to get to Diamonds and Pearls. So you knew that? Were you old enough to know that album at all?
Yeah.
Junior year in college.
You were?
Boy, I was good.
As he
Who's
got into the
that fat lady?
90s, what family?
I'm singing on there.
Who was
Where's
that?
she at now?
She's alive.
All I can do.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You talking about the woman?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
The bigger woman?
Mhm.
She passed away. Of a
Oh.
heart attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As he got into the 90s, did you think he was not going to be able to keep up with the times?
I think by this time, by the 90s, Prince had really set his mark. And for me, as a friend, because I don't consider myself a fan, short of fanatic, I believe that Purple Rain set the mark because each album had at least one or two love songs, and that made all of us wait for the next Prince album. I mean, you waited for that love song, and that's what every time I waited for. So I'd already been a fan for years, but that Purple Rain album pushed me to the 90s, wanting to hear more stuff like that.
And he had some up-tempo songs like My Name Is
Prince.
Cream, some of those songs. I'm trying to remember. I saw him perform in Arsenio Hall.
Get Off.
Right, Get Off. And that was it's like a weird microphone he had. And so you know that.
Yeah. All the positions.
Now, as the 90s went on. Yeah, well, I skipped over that. So he was known for those pants. Did you ever have any of those pants?
The closest I ever got to anything like that was a jockey strap. So. No.
Yeah, so definitely like a lot of his styles. He did a lot of things that other people could not do. It's just like, how you have imitators and people imitated his songs, but they did not imitate, that. Like no one did that. Yeah, no one did that. Thankfully,
except for his little groups that he had.
Yeah.
Family.
What's his name? Mark Brown. Mark. The guy he had playing the guitar.
Bass,
yeah, and he had a couple of guys, and he had another guy in that spot before him. But as the mid 90s came, he started having problems with the record company.
Yes.
I thought he was over. I thought it was just done. He doesn't have the name, you know what I mean? So it's just, what do you do? But he was able to make that work even without having the name. What are your thoughts on those record company troubles? And he wrote "slave" on his face and all types of things.
Well, my thoughts on the whole record company thing, and thank God the record companies are getting it now. I'm glad they sell bootlegs and the internet is taking over, because you're an artist and you write a song, that's your song.
Right.
And the record company, nah, that's my song. Prince was fighting for his masters. And the record company is telling him, you got to make an album every year. It's like, man, I don't work like that, man. I'm trying to, I make music when I feel like making music. And they wouldn't give him his masters. And pretty much he was under contract with the name Prince. So he said, okay, let me think this out. Came back, I'm going to make myself an unpronounceable symbol. Start recording under that symbol. But it had a backlash, though.
Bigger backlash.
The backlash was Warner Brothers, who was the company. Can I say that?
Sure.
The company Warner Brothers pretty much did this to him. Prince started trying to sell stuff on the internet or in stores. But Warner Brothers was like, okay, if you sell this man stuff in this store, we're going to take the rest of Warner Brothers stuff out of here. So he's getting blackballed.
Right.
He's blackballed. You remember Warner Brothers just gave him $1 billion contract?
I don't know if it was $1 billion, but I know they gave him a big contract.
Yeah. When he made Paisley, the whole area.
Yeah, and they started having some problems. They were releasing some music. They just decided to put some music out themselves and just kind of pick songs and and just put out a release that technically wasn't what he wanted. He just kind of just putting songs out.
Old Friends for Sale. Yeah,
The Vault. I like that album though, but it felt it didn't feel like it was what's the word? It didn't feel like it was cohesive.
No,
it just kind of like it was all over the place, and it wasn't. You could tell it wasn't recorded like at the same time with the same within the same sessions. But I did like it.
I like one song. Had You.
You only like one song?
One song on the album. It was the last song.
Yeah. Yeah, I liked Old Friends for Sale. I just liked it. It was a very difficult time in my life also, so I remember it clearly, but it was cool. And then the New Power Generation, do you have that release?
Yep.
So his commercial hit times had passed, but he still was touring. He still was releasing a lot of music, and he's had a love-hate relationship with the internet. A lot of his songs get taken down. I'm sure that will probably change now because the company is going to be in control, and he's not there to say, I don't want this to happen.
Oh, so that's why stuff be taken down because Prince didn't want it
take
up there?
it down.
Yes.
Because you can download his. I don't want to say this. You can download the music. You don't need to buy it. You can download it. It's apps.
Yeah, of course. But I mean, as far as like on YouTube, like
right, on
people
YouTube,
like to stream it.
For something, I don't know. out, and and they was like,
Yeah, it was taken down. But I think that's going to change now. Because he's passed, because he did not want, he believed that you should buy music. And he was old school like that. But the times have changed, and that's not where it is. The money for music is in performing and touring. Unfortunately, with Prince not here, the catalog is going to sell. But of course, we're not going to be able to see him perform.
Who gets all his
what about
stuff?
the vault music? It's about 20,000 songs on
the unreleased music.
Yes.
Oh, that's going to be coming out too.
Illuminati.
But if you call Warner Brothers Illuminati,
the Illuminati, who's going to get all of Prince?
We don't know.
Thing?
I mean, he has an estate. Obviously, he's going to have an estate, so it's going to probably be controlled by.
I have no idea.
Lawyers.
Probably lawyers, because his brother and sister half brothers and sisters.
Oh, they're not his whole brothers.
Remember his sister had an album out years ago?
I don't know.
I do.
He has a half brother.
Yeah.
His parents aren't alive anymore.
I don't know the answer to that. We'll have to let you know about that. I'm gonna check on that. But I think that the company's going to control it, and the estate's going to split. And I'm sure that he has a will, obviously, and they're going to be more releases. And he's been releasing music. He's released like 3 albums in the last year or so.
With this girl band.
Yeah. What have you picked any of that music up?
Plectoreticum or something like that. And it's 3 CDs, and then he did the 3 CD thing with Walmart.
Right.
Both of those.
Yeah, I got that too. Yeah, and it was a girl that he was trying to feature on there. He stayed making moves. Did you get a chance to see him when he came to Baltimore last year?
I've seen Prince 20 times. I've not missed a concert this year in 20 some years. I was there in the second row.
Oh wow!
The Freddie Gray family was sitting on stage with them.
Okay.
I didn't understand why Miguel was trying to sing Prince. I didn't get it.
Miguel was there.
Miguel tried to sing,
I think
like Purple Rain.
Yeah, Prince
okay.
is his idol. He said,
and
Clearly,
and Prince took the mic from him to finish the song. I was like, yes, please, thank you. And then some other girl, I don't get the Janelle Monáe thing. I don't get it.
You don't like Janelle Monáe?
He's a big fan of hers, though.
Yeah, I mean, she has nice hair. And,
she got a nice vibe.
She got a good vibe too. I didn't see her body.
I wanted to bring up something
I'd like to see her
about
body
earlier when you were talking about
sure
Mate. Well, Mate married again. You know who she married?
She got married again?
Eric Benet. And she brought Eric Benet to a concert, and Prince put him out the concert. You never heard about that?
Oh,
She did marry again.
He's a sex fiend.
Right.
But he's remarried again.
As he should be.
As he should be.
He should be, yeah. Mate's crazy.
Yeah.
He's
Isn't she a gypsy?
I don't know about that.
she's weird.
No, she has a lot of cats, and the cats just kind of like run the house.
Or is she a Kardashian? Which one?
Well, speaking of Kardashian, did you see the video of him putting Kim Kardashian off the stage?
Yeah, I did see that.
Hilarious.
Prince.
Yeah. Yeah.
Prince was a bit of comedian.
Yes,
too.
he was. Did you see the clip with him throwing shade
Oh yeah, I saw that.
At who?
at everybody?
At
Like
everybody.
it was like different clips. Like "We Are the World." Like he didn't want to sing that song.
He sang "Die for the Tears in Your Eyes."
Right. He said that song was stupid. He did not want anything to do with that song.
Yeah, he didn't.
Right. He was like, he would write something for the song, but he didn't want anything to do with that song. So when they had him on stage, he took his lollipop out and tried to put it in what you call it mouth, like shut up.
He did put it in his mouth too. Like, dude, that's disgusting.
Yeah, that's
Prince's lollipop of all lollipops.
that's pretty. Yeah, he definitely had a sense of humor. A lot of scarves too. I think he had a lot of scarves. This is random, I know. There's a lot of funny videos on the internet about Prince. The bodyguard that he had in Purple Rain.
The big chick.
Yeah, that's a funny guy. And there's one concert that's like they're performing on stage, and he wants to come to the stage, and he gets on the back of his bodyguard.
That was James Brown concert.
Yes,
and he asked for Michael Jackson
and Prince, correct. And that
Prince.
And so Prince is in the crowd, and James Brown calls Prince to the stage, and Michael Jackson is also there, and calls him to the stage. So it's a lot of people, and Prince is like way in the back. So he gets on his bodyguard's back, and he kind of goes through the crowd and brings him to the stage.
Now, did
Hilarious.
Prince and Michael Jackson like each other? Were they
They
friends?
were contemporaries.
I'm sure
They were
there was definitely a
associates.
rivalry. There was definitely a rivalry, but it was friendly.
Right. Like, hey.
But hold up. That James Brown video, Prince took it to another level. Like, dude, Prince came and took a guitar, first of all, start playing with the band, the JBs.
Mhm.
And then he didn't know what to do. So he just and just took his shirt off. I mean, seriously, like Michael and James was looking at him like, what the hell? James Brown like saying, what
Well,
the hell? We talking about the Godfather, really?
yeah.
Like, I still watch it. I'm like, wow. I tell my friends, look at this.
It's very funny.
It's
It's very funny.
Funny.
So from what you've heard as far as the death, obviously the autopsy has not come out yet, so we can't speak with 100% accuracy. But from what you've seen, what do you think happened?
Well, this is recently in 2013. I had a leg injury and I was really medicated. So we talked about that pain from just being in your leg, and we talking about a man's hip that he used something to make, part of his business, dancing. You 57 years old, you still trying to dance around, you feel pain. Let's think of Brett Favre was addicted to what? Pain meds. It's easy to get addicted to these pain meds. It's heroin. They call it hillbilly heroin, Percocets. I mean, people don't think about it. And even if he did have flu, we can think about cocktails. Think about all the people who have died from a cocktail in the last 10 years. Gerald Levert. Over the counter medicine. I mean, I'm not gonna say he didn't have a cold. I don't know. I know you're traveling all the time. You just came from Europe. You're flying down to Atlanta. It's possible. You get sick. But I think Prince lived his life the way it should have been lived, even if he did die from from pain meds, man. It's a travesty. I'm hurt by it, because I look at him as a big brother, a family member. And I think all of us who grew up during the Purple Rain times look at it that way. I would be remiss to sit here and act like it didn't hurt me, because it still does. I mean, 4 days of not sleeping. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about when I used to listen to these albums and it took me away from everything that was negative. Listening to Prince, sitting down in my living room, writing the words. Because you didn't have the album, you taped the song and wrote the words on the stop and pause tape. So if the whole thing with the Percocets and things of that nature, hey, we all have done something. I mean, we've all taken medicine.
Right.
With a hip industry, and you still performing on those hips, he probably did take 2 or 3. One Percocet only lasts how many minutes?
I don't know. I've never taken it.
In the hospital, I had to take it,
minutes.
but it only lasts like a half hour.
Half an hour, yeah.
Oh.
And you can lose count.
Come on, you take 2 or 3 of them, you performing, man. Come on, man. I'm not mad at what happened if it did happen. I'm just mad that he's gone. People like he has a lot of music, he has all these songs. I'm like, it's not the same, because you want to see him perform live. I'm not going to want to see a hologram of Prince.
Yeah. So they're in talks for this hologram, and I'm sure that they're going to try to do some type of a like a tour or a special show. His birthday's coming up, so that may be the destination, and have some people perform like a tribute. Is that something you would support?
Only people I would support is if it's the
I would.
Revolution. If it's the Revolution performing them songs, Sheila E., Wendy and Lisa, David Z, on the Doctor, I'm down for it. I don't want to see all these acts.
You don't want to see like the current people.
I don't want to see current people.
You don't want to see like Usher
band
or like.
What if they were singing with the band, Ron? Like,
okay, that's good. Yeah, because you need a lead singer.
Well, I don't know who I would choose. There will never be another Prince.
Yeah, well, you're doing a tribute.
Yeah, tribute. I just saw, what's the guy from Maroon 5?
You want Genuine to do it?
No.
Genuine.
The pony dude?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
not Genuine.
Genuine did with Prince song before.
What's the guy from Maroon 5? He just did Purple Rain.
Oh,
The white dude.
the lead singer.
Yeah. Okay.
Adam.
Adam Levine.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know who I would choose. That's something I have to sit down and think about.
Yeah. So obviously his birthday's coming up, and so he was a Gemini.
Mm-hmm.
That explains a lot.
That explains a whole lot. So you definitely are a Prince fan. Friend. Sorry.
Yes, he's
Prince friend.
friend.
So you have all the releases.
All the releases. I have imports. I have rarities, demos. My friends have given me over the years.
Are you gonna show us your tattoo, Ron?
Oh, y'all want to see my tattoo?
Yeah.
No, you really have a Prince tattoo?
Yes.
Okay.
Prince, Jimi Hendrix, Bob Marley, Michael Jackson, and D'Angelo. Which I believe D'Angelo is the only person I think that can come close to Prince right now. But the funniest thing about D'Angelo, he hasn't even made a comment about Prince on social media.
Well, where is the Prince tattoo?
It's on my arm, man.
Okay, well, see. I was gonna say I wanted to know where it was before.
No,
we wanted to see.
You're so stupid.
It's from the Parade album, by the way, too. So Under the Cherry Moon. So it's here, right here.
That hurt.
Yeah. That's for a reason.
Okay. All right.
It's been about 10 years, though.
Yeah. So and so who did that?
A friend at the time, but he's not a friend anymore.
Oh, okay. And did he do the Michael Jackson as well?
He did them all.
Okay.
Michael Jackson, D'Angelo, Bob Marley.
All right. Well, that's a fan. Friend fan. Michael or Prince? Who's better?
For me, Prince. But you can never talk about one without talking about the other, because Prince was the alter ego of Michael Jackson and vice versa. Michael Jackson was goody two shoes. Prince really told you what he wanted to do to a woman. Michael played around it, and you've been contemporaries all the time. Even we talk about the James Brown thing. Mike was watching Prince. When Michael died, Prince was on tour. He sang some Michael Jackson songs. Go figure.
Well, I definitely, it's really hard. Prince was more underground than Michael Jackson was more commercial, more polished. But I definitely enjoyed both artists, and very sad to see them go. How'd you feel about the cremation, the quick, ceremony, private ceremony, no public spectacle, if you can use that word? How did you feel about that?
Well, for me, it's ridiculousness, because no artist is an artist who make money without the fans. Your fans are who made you. Your fans who have spent their hard-earned money to support you should have a part in, in some type of way to be able to have a viewing or something. I'll share this one thing with you. I met Common when Common was a group. It was called Common Sense, remember?
Sure.
And I met him on Georgia Avenue. He had 2 40s in his hand. In DC. And I said, hey, man, I like that song, Breaker 19. He's like, yeah, dude, yeah, we doing our thing. I was like, yeah, cool. He's like, you want to sit with this? I was like, nah. Almost 20 years later, after he's been on television, so I see him down at the Soundgarden, Baltimore. I'm thinking I'm gonna go down and get a picture with him, blah, blah, blah. He got security. You can't stand near him. You can't do anything. And I'm like, wow, if not for me, the fan, paying for your CD or your tape back then, who are you? That's my problem with artists. You can't ever forget that we are the people who made you. You sang it, but who paid you? And that's what the problem I had with the whole Prince thing. I would have went to Minneapolis if I'd have known it was yesterday. I'm that type of person.
I believe you would have been gone.
I wasn't driving. I would have been on the plane, but I needed to be there to get closure for giving Prince all this money and supporting him since I've been 6 years old. And you just going hey, just burn him up. I can understand it, but they did the same thing to Marvin Gaye. spread his ashes over the ocean. But they're not even gonna do that with Prince's ashes.
Yeah, they said they're not going to reveal where it is,
it
so it's
is.
going to be somewhere, probably in the Paisley Park compound.
But it's been 4 days, and I truly believe on the 7th day he's going to resurrect. That would be something with him.
Yeah, it'll be. What do you mean exactly?
Come back to life.
Who?
Prince. He was a spiritual man.
Will we know if he comes back?
No, Tupac's still alive too, right?
Tupac is not still alive.
I'm gonna call Ron on the 7th day. Be like,
Look, man, I ain't dead. Look, I
Yeah,
heard what you said. I heard what you said, man.
Tupac is deceased. Tupac is the type of person that if he was still alive, he would have slipped up. We would have known about it. He was that type of person. Tupac couldn't keep no secret.
He was a Prince fan too. Now,
Sure.
remember that
Sure.
album when he came out of jail had a bunch of samples. From
Sure.
Prince.
He's definitely a Prince fan.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't produce the music. He wasn't a producer, but I'm sure he said sample this, sample that. Yeah. And a lot of hip hop artists definitely support Prince, and just fans around the world. So I definitely want to thank you for speaking with us about this. This is obviously an emotional time for you.
Yeah.
I recommend you get some sleep, and you can watch Purple Rain when you wake up. You know, you just go to sleep watching it. You know, right? He should go to sleep.
he needs to go to sleep, Ron.
Michael Jackson had trouble going to sleep.
Profiterol.
Right. Yeah.
Did you see his autopsy?
His milk?
Did you see his autopsy?
Yes, I did.
Did you see the track marks on his dude's legs?
I did. I did.
I'll say one last thing before you get rid of me. Michael Jackson moved to New York for the Off the Wall album, right? Michael Jackson was hanging at what club in New York?
What year was this?
79.
Ooh.
I was just born, y'all.
78, 79.
Well, it's a bad. It was. I hope it wasn't the infamous club.
Studio 54.
That was the infamous
and what
club.
came out of the ceiling?
Cocaine,
And Mike was there, right?
as he should be. That's where people addicted to drugs go.
So I'm gonna leave
No,
that.
that was
alone.
the.
I'm gonna
That
leave
was
that
the.
alone.
I don't think that. I think that the word on the street was that he did not get on drugs until after the
The
the-
molestation.
no after the accident with his hair.
Oh yeah.
But
when
that's
he had
that
on
can't be
fire.
possible because if you're in this
Because he had
facility-
pain. He had pain.
Yeah, in this facility doing the cocaine falling.
But I don't think the cocaine. I don't think it was
He
just
was just
endless
playing
amounts of
with it.
cocaine.
Yeah, it was. It was containers of cocaine.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think it was just like every minute. Like you could have missed it. It could have came. You had been here 10 minutes ago. You would have seen the cocaine, but maybe it came late.
Did you just see the special when the Michael Jackson 20 years? What? Not 20 years, but how many years from Off the Wall? 30 some years.
Yeah.
What Michael said. I've seen things in here I've never seen before.
Well, I'm sure. And this is the first album, so this is coming off of the. He was on lockdown with Joe Jackson, so
Right.
I'm sure everything he saw was something you haven't seen before.
Yeah, that would drive you to drugs at this Joe Jackson album.
Yeah. So any talent in Paris and Prince and Blanket, was that the same person? What? No.
His kid's name
His
is
kids.
Prince.
I don't know if any talents in them.
Yeah, it's no time because it's not his kid. I mean, it's not his. He just adopted those
They
children.
wish kids.
Right. He should have just had his own kid.
Oh, and by the way, earlier, when Prince wrote the song "How Come You Don't Call Me Anymore," it's the first time he said he ever took a drug, which was what's the drug they take in the clubs? What's that called?
Ecstasy.
Yeah. He didn't like it. Never did it again.
That was early ecstasy days too.
Yeah.
It was ecstasy first came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a friend that died from
Excellent.
ecstasy. Yeah, yeah. All right, so we're gonna get out of here. Anything else you want to say before we go?
No.
Leave you on a somber note.
Uh-uh.
Have you tried ecstasy before? Okay.
No, I don't do
You?
drugs.
No drugs.
Neither.
Just alcohol.
Okay.
Pheromone.
What? How can people stay in touch with you? If I'm sure that a lot of Prince fans want to probably fellowship with you, you being a Prince friend
Well,
and
this
then
is
being
a
fans.
shameless plug for Ron Hollingsworth. I'm also a singer too. I also produce a lot of music. A lot of people say they hear some influence of Prince in my music. How can you not scream on an album or say something sexy? Because the women buy the records, so you have to do it to women, right? So, Ron Hollingsworth, you can catch me on YouTube. Got over 100 videos. You can catch me on there, or Facebook, Reverb Nation. I'm on a couple, so I can't think of them all, but
Instagram?
Yes, Instagram. I am Ron Hollingsworth. That's me on Instagram. Check me out. Tell me what you think.
Absolutely. Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I'm at the Diamond K Show. Sweet Tea, do you have?
American Doll, baby.
Okay, she usually doesn't do that. Are we gonna be here next week?
Yeah.
Good, because I'm gonna have a lot to say next week.
Same time.
Same time. 2 o'clock.
Same
We'll be
place.
at 2 o'clock.
Mhm.
2 o'clock.
Yeah.
2 o'clock. All right. Thanks for watching.
Good night.
Thank you, sir.
Good night.
He really knows Prince.
He thought I was joking?
Yeah, I thought you did.
Oh my God.
He knows his Prince stuff.